probably tomorrow. So this is the intubation should be very smooth. In fact, the easiest intubation is with this scope. The gastroscope is round. It doesn't have this soft tip. I think that makes life very easy when you're actually intubating. You can either do it directly or you can go blind. It's up to you. I like to do it under direct vision. I know where I'm going. I'm used to that. But if you do it blind, there is no problem. You have to remember you're putting an engine tube. Okay? So you know where the engine tube goes and that's all. And just as long as you're gentle and no pushing, very easy. So you can actually see where you're going and then going, or like here you can actually see it, or you can just slide it and you go. So this is a little stiff. दो तीन दफा जब इस्तेमाल हो जाता है, इसलिए मैंने आपको शुरू में किया, दो तीन दफा जब इस्तेमाल हो जाता है, that's when it becomes a little. Now you're in the stomach. Okay? And when you're in the stomach, like we said, you have to observe things. Okay? Light कुछ बढ़ाओ या light कुछ भी कम है. तो थोड़ी सी light off करो, बहुत ज़्यादा. थोड़ी सी कम करो. I don't think the lights are the color. But while you're going in, you can see something. Somebody said also.
Which one? Centrally one directly वाली है
right?
एक जला कोई भी.
You can see that. So with the side view, you can actually do a initial endoscope with actually a side view. And so while you're doing that, you can actually okay. And the real thing, stomach, we'll be able to show you better. But at this level, when I see the view gauge, this is the time when I actually turn around. And it works better than for the gel.
Yes, sir.
Works better when you're doing it in the थोड़ा सा जेल लगा वो हम आपको बताएंगे कि उसमें क्यों इसलिए आपको नहीं कराएं. You're constantly looking at different things. So the idea here is this is why they made this. So even in the side here, you can see all these tiny polyps. You can see a big polyp. You can see an ulcer. In the real stomach, it's very easy. Once you've gone into the stomach, you see the you know the direction. At that time, I usually just turn around. And what happens is you just go straight into the pylorus. Once you've seen the pylorus, a little bit of upfield, and you advance, and then you should be through. This will need a little. ये बहुत stiff हुआ है यार. नहीं यहाँ पे बहुत फंस रहा है. यहाँ पे फंस रहा है. जैसे इस जगह पे फंस रहा है. इस जगह पे फंस रहा है. Water out. You can get into any pylorus that you want. Just a little bit. That's it. Just a little bit. So we are. There. I was saying today, आपको उन्होंने वीडियो दिखाई थी खालिद में, where he went into the pylorus and you saw he moved very gently, and all you need to do is just a lot of movements are basically just this. There are limited movements that you have in ERCP. Okay, one of the things that you don't notice when you're learning is that this movement is very important. It actually changes everything. This same in colonoscopy, but here you have just a small area. You're not looking at a tube. You want to focus on that ampulla. So a little movement and ampulla is gone. पता नहीं कहाँ चला गया. What is your knee-jerk reflex? आपने फट करके big wheel ऊपर किया, नीचे किया, ये किया, वो किया. अब आपने और मुसीबत कर. So stop, turn around a little bit, go back, and you should be able to. Akram, next time we have to try this. So एक दिन पहले थोड़ा एक दो दफा करना पड़ेगा. Now somebody is asking me what is a good position of an ampulla. Good position of the ampulla is facing you. Okay, not too far. If it's too far, then what will happen is when you try and cannulate, your cannula is not very hard नहीं होता. It's very soft. So the cannula actually dips. So what it's doing is actually antagonizing your movement, negating your effort. आप ऊपर जाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, उसका लूप नीचे आ रहा है, तो आप अंदर कैसे जाओगे? Okay. So the answer to your question that how do you know you've got good position is how do you know how far you are, and to me this would be a good position. In this dummy it's a pretty good position. थोड़ा सा ऊपर आप ऊपर कर. Now how do you bring this ampulla close to you?
Bring up down.
So I take it away by going away from me, and big wheel towards me brings the ampulla close to me, right?
That's upside down.
Small wheel doesn't have much role, to be honest, most of the time, except for when I'm cannulating and it's difficult, I use it. And we'll tell you how we do that. So that's one movement. How else can you bring this ampulla close to you? So so if you pull back scope, and so, so you can actually use that. I'll tell you why these are very important. Okay. So you have, and what else can you use to actually advance something into the ampulla is your elevator. So so if I wanted to do that, and last, and what we don't really realize is this movement.
So you lock in small wheel.
Small wheel की आपकी मर्जी है. I mean, I generally, like in this patient, in this dummy I've locked, otherwise I don't lock my scope. Not anymore. Used to when you're training it. What we don't use or realize we are using is this movement. When you're actually doing rotation, you're actually bringing your ampulla low. Although this is a dummy, and you can actually bring. So when I'm stuck in a difficult stent, very tight stricture, I'm using my big wheel, bringing this, so pushing this. I'm at the same time, quite often my elevator is up a little bit. I don't use the elevator a lot because एक दफ़ा elevator खराब हो जाए, scope दोबारा पाकिस्तान में बनता नहीं है. Okay. And then at the same time I'm pulling back my scope, so it's giving me thrust again in the same direction. So big wheel towards me, pulling the scope, and at the same time I'll do this movement which is actually taking me in as well. So there are three movements that are helping me pass that difficult stricture. It's very important to know that your technician is not pulling back the guiding catheter or the wire in case of 7 French stent. Your stent will not go in front. So you're trying to put in, the stent is not going. It's not because the stricture is tight, it's because the wire is actually stuck. So जब तक wire उसको जगह नहीं देगा pull back करके, it's not going to go in. Okay. So once you've got a position that you think is okay, and this, I think this is probably as good a position as you can get. To paralyze, we don't use anything in 95 cases out of 100, 99, maybe 90 cases out of 100. But otherwise, I use atropine. We dilute it in 9 cc, 1 ampule, and then I use 1 cc of that, SOS. Okay. If you Buscopan is good, but it's not available. Canela do. Spasfon is rubbish. Spasfon बेटा IV में कहाँ से आएगा? वो मैं केस कर रहा हूँ उसमें Spasfon कैसे देंगे? Are you talking about?
Decrease the movement of.
You are talking Nospa or Spasfon?
Nospa injection.
Not Spasfon. Yeah. So Nospa, yes. I don't use it. So do you use it?
Even people give that. Yes.
I've never used Nospa, so I don't.
Glucagon, whatever glucagon.
Excellent. Do you know how expensive it is?
Yeah,
What is one injection cost? Any idea?
20,000.
I think it's 5,000 rupees or something like that, one injection. तो अगर मैंने यहाँ पे हर patient शुरू कर दिया, ये लोग बहुत use करते हैं. Khalid, what percentage of your patients would you use glucagon in?
I use more often.
Tell me, now be honest.
Probably more 50%.
50%. Avakar?
I use glucagon very rarely because we use
Buscopan.
almost 100%.
You use Buscopan, okay.
We use routine Buscopan.
So you've got the American perspective where glucagon, great. If I had the option, I probably use it. But it's expensive. It's not available easily. It's not easily available also here. So I got glucagon for course which expired. So we use atropine and we dilute one atropine, one ampule of that with 9 cc of water, and then we just use 1 cc of that because Buscopan is not available.
Because I always forget to bring it because I
No, I know Buscopan is not available here, and so Khalid के लिए थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होगा इसलिए कि glucagon से Khalid is used to having. I'm used to the gut talking to me, moving, whatever, and then trying to get in and some, you know, alhamdulillah, काम हो जाता. So if you have different options, you have to. Some people routinely use it, so that's something Vakar would do. Routinely give Buscopan. I would see how difficult and how much contraction there is. The gut is not contracting a lot. Okay? So you intubate either blindly or in the vision, go in, reach the stomach to the head, just a little bit of a clockwise turn or moving away to this side brings you towards the pylorus. Pylorus is in a sun-setting sign, so pylorus goes down. You advance your scope into the duodenum. Don't rush. Gently. And quite often just a clockwise rotation or torque this direction would actually take you to the duodenum. Once you are in the D-tube, then you gently torque again clockwise. Okay? You can lock your small wheel if you want to. Okay? And then just pull back the scope gently. All this movement should be done very gently. And in as I said, in most of the cases, you'll have the ampulla sitting right in front of you. It's very easy. Okay. If you fall back, there is no problem. Go back. All patients that we do here for the course are done under propofol. In our own practice, we only do propofol patients that are difficult, redos, pancreatic, those kind of patients, not everybody.
Monitoring and propofol.
I have anesthetist. I have anesthetist here 3 days. I have anesthetist everywhere. They are there for my backup. But I do, most of my cases are either redos, difficult, pancreatic. I don't get stones anymore. They're all taken up by other people. I don't get any. Simple cases don't come. I don't get it. It's a great feeling if I get one.
Secondly, you said about the direct vision. Once we are in the star translation, we can just have a little bit of and see it. But once in the brain, once in the esophagus, you need to do it blind, and whatever direct vision we will focus a little bit but if it do for a direct vision.
I'm sorry, I missed. You're talking about going through the esophagus?
Direct vision is
Just intubation. You don't need to see direct vision. I'm talking about intubation. Once you've intubated, then the vision really comes when you're in the stomach. And you don't need the You can see esophagus. When I was in Yakin National Hospital, thank you. When I was in Yakin National Hospital, way back, there was a time when all the scopes had gone. There was only one scope, and that was a duodenoscope.
Gastroscopy with them?
Did gastroscopy with duodenoscope, urgent one. When I said direct vision, I meant there are two ways of intubating with the side view. Either with vision or without vision. Both are okay.
There is a metro wheel, how we can see in direct vision, moving wheel backwards.
Yeah, moving wheel according with you're going to be going, so your camera tip is going to be literally like this, looking towards the pharynx anyway. So if you go down a little bit, which is what you do, you will be able to see the pharynx, and you'll be able to see the pyriform area, and then you can just gently let it. In a blind one, you don't really have to do anything. You just gently put it like a then. ये आगे साइड में यहाँ स्मॉल व्हील को जब आप अगर आप इसलिए स्मॉल व्हील ज़्यादा नहीं करा बिकॉज यू कैन एक्चुअली डू द सेम थिंग विद दिस. ये देखो दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस. मैंने आपको स्कोप दिया, मैं चला गया, एम्प्यूला वहाँ चला गया, इसलिए कि आपने विदाउट रियलाइजिंग यू एक्चुअली क्रॉस द स्कोप and you drop it back in its back. And so when I'm seeing you doing it, I know that this is what you've done. So I come back, I just simply what I do is I do the untop of it. But small wheel plays head utility, obviously in positioning, like what Khalid said, if you want to position just for pancreatic duct, fine. Very rarely do I do that first.
सर इसमें अगर एम्पुला इस साइड पे है और हमने लेफ्ट व्हील के साथ लेफ्ट आर्म के साथ उसको दरमियान में लेके आए थे, पोजीशन भी तो अनस्टेबल हो जाती है. वो जो एंकरिंग होती है. अच्छा.
That's what I'm saying. I think you'll be able to achieve that just by talking, just by your movements. You don't realize in ERCP, these movements are very important. Just this, just doing this. You know, you're looking at this screen. We have multiple screens. Open for some time, and again, but वहाँ पे हम लोग क्योंकि sedation में करते हैं तो इसलिए भी relevant है. So somebody was asking me where do you go? See, this is going this way. Okay, so there is no point even attempting it, right? फायदा ही नहीं है. मैं आप इसमें इसको कैसे कर सकता हूँ? सोचना भी पड़ता है. So we need to do something different. In a patient, it's a little easy, as I said, but. So we'll see where I've gone in. Again, distance, now again this shows very nicely. My distance is too far. What am I going to do? So I need to come closer, right, in a real way. And I need to understand that my ampulla has my bilateral. Where is my bilateral? So bilateral is actually अब जब मुझे ऊपर जाना है और मेरा ये जो निकल रहा है ये जा इधर रहा है, ठीक है, तो कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा. अब अगर ये मुझे यहाँ पे इंगेज हो गया है, तो नाउ आई कैन ट्राई एंड व्हाट कैन आई डू हियर? Well, I can use the vocal.
Elevator.
I'm not using the elevator. I'm just using the got my position that I wanted. No, with the help of small wheel in the sense of position. Left, right, देखना पड़ेगा. Sorry?
They're not far away.
I would like it closer. I'd like to have it closer. I would like to have this movement. I won't have it with the dummy. But in the real patients, I would like to have that. So, that's what I wanted to tell you. कि अगर आपका direction आपको नहीं पता जो आपको खालिद बता रहे थे, you're going there and you want to go here, so you need to do something. So there's something that I can do is I can bring the ampulla close to me, use my small wheel, direct, take it, I mean, or I can use a bow as well, because I know that that would help me. So bow again, bow takes me to the area where I want to. And I can change my direction. I can go this way if I want to. I can go this way.
You did it with
The small. You see, because you're going right left. Now, let me see if I can do it the same way with this.
Left में इधर है।
Now you see, I can also do it with this without actually using the small wheel.
Can you move the lock wheel? If you have locked the small wheel, right?
Yeah.
Can you move after that? But you have to open the lock.
Ideally you can, but if you're just a little bit, then you can. Otherwise, you're likely to make the lock. While you're locked and you try and force it, you're actually going to affect the lock. So undo it if you want to. And this is not the ideal, but as I said, the idea is just to show you that there are more than one way of doing. Look at this. And even in this dummy, when I am going this way, what is happening to the ampulla? And when I am going this way, what's happening to the ampulla? यही आप right left से कर रहे थे. So same thing you can do with a right left.
तो
This,
CBD
look
के
at
लिए
that.
राइट साइड की तरफ लेके जाओ।
CBD के लिए आप अपने आप को clockwise करेंगे या right side पे इस तरह लेके जाएंगे.
राइट साइड पे लेके उस तरफ ये अपने आप को लेफ्ट साइड पे।
ठीक है. So that's now. अगर आपका distance का again सवाल, if you are too far, you're not going to be able to get in. So you need to be as close as you can. So this is not bad for me. I'd like to literally, once my ampulla is in, I want it really as close as I can. Okay, so this is beta bow karo zara. Bow more. Wire in. Okay. Try now. Going into the PD. Pull back, karo. Pull back. Wire, pull back. Pull back, wire. Bow now, pull.
There's a little curve while going in and this is the wall. While putting it, maneuvering the spool is straight enough.
5 wire.
CBT goes like that and we are stuck at the 1 centimeter. So the angle that is formed, we maneuver it with the scope to straighten up. How to straighten the CBT by putting up the into top. Yes, इस तरह है ना सर ये करके थोड़ा सा काम करके ही मारना. Once you are there, how do you straighten this scope of the?
For most cases, you won't have that. That's the one that he mentioned. That's not going to. That should not be a problem. मतलब अगर उसमें होगा तो you need to straighten, pull back a little bit. ठीक है, and look at, if you put the die in, you know where you have to go. Pull back and push the wire in, advance the wire in. That देखो बेटा जाता है नहीं जाता.
सर इसमें जो नई आई वायर्स आई हैं with the tape to a little bit bent.
Pull back करो. That's fine. I don't mind. I don't care because it's going to be difficult. We're not getting the position that we want to see. So that's the issue. That's वो करो दोबारा. Full करो. Full करो. Full करो. करो. Wire in. Okay. So even in this, you can manipulate it. Okay. So once you've got this thing, you get out. Okay. You've got that thing in. So you can manipulate and cannulate. Principle is the same. Okay. Principle is the same. We went into the pancreatic duct 2 times. We realized, okay, fine, it's got to go more up. We use the bow of the thing to get to the 11, 12 o'clock position, and we got in even in this dummy. The principle is the same. Once you've got in and you've got the wire in, wire अंदर डाल दो, ठीक है? So what you do is you've got the wire in. Now you want to do a sphincterotomy. What is the right way to cut? ठीक है, bow करो जरा. Okay. I personally feel that this 2/3 and 1/3 I don't believe in. The less the contact, the less of the wire in, the better it is. Don't worry about 1/3 and 2/3 because to me this is perfect. Now this is not 2/3 and this will give me a smooth cut. Where is the bile duct? Right up there, okay? So if I cut, you need to cut between 11 and 1. This 12 o'clock is your main. So we are at 12 o'clock. All I need to do now is cut.
You know that green line, right? You need to see before cutting this thing, right?
Which green line?
In the sphincterotome, in the cannula.
No.
I mean that should be visible. Or
I don't care. I need to know my wire is just touching. See, my wire is out here. That's the end of my wire, and that's perfect for me. This will minimum contact. The less contact of wire, the less coagulation, more cut, more smooth the cut, more straight you will be. Okay, the more अब यहाँ से अगर आपने कर दिया वो करो नहीं perforation का issue नहीं होता issue ये है कि आपका cut नहीं होगा coagulation ज़्यादा
blind cut means
no it's not blind it won't give you smooth cut you'll keep coagulating white होता जाएगा and especially if you are in near pancreatic duct या close orifice you're actually risking so I personally for me the best thing is I usually come out here I know this is the end I just put it a little bit and I'm ready to cut here and I start cutting. Now, when I'm cutting, I'm not going to move here and there. ये करने के बाद मैं नहीं देखूँगा where is my diathermy, where is my thing. No, everything has to be done before. So I know where my wire is. So I know exactly where my foot pad is. So it's going to be here where I'm standing, and I'm not going to move at all. What happens is I'll just cut straight. Okay, this is my position. I go in and I use the elevator to lift because what you do is you're not lifting the elevator and you're cutting like this. It's only going to be, it will continue cutting there, it's not moving.
It will not go up.
Okay, so it will not go up. So
you
I use the
elevator. Right?
So you
just elevator.
Just for me, either wheel or elevator depending.
Okay.
So this elevator is good.
Up wheel
I've got right position, diathermy here, and you start zoop, 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 but not continuous. And when you're doing this, look, nothing is moving, only my foot is moving. It shouldn't be like, oh man, क्या एक मिनट फिर कहाँ गया कट गया फिर देखा. That's nonsense. You just stand in one position, you've got the right position. That's my diathermy pad. I'm just going to keep cutting. I can use my big wheel. Look, yes, I'm using my big wheel.
Yes.
I can use my elevator. Okay, I've got both. But either of the two, you need to advance that wire in that direction. And the cut is like zoop, zoop, zoop. But when I'm cutting, this is what this is it. I've done it. Finished.
Sir, minimum ideal starting current. No.
मेरे तो हमारे पास तो एंडो कट है तो हम एंडो कट यूज़ करते हैं बट अगर आप वैसे यूज़ करते हैं तो ब्लेंड यूज़ करेंगे ब्लेंड में आप जो है ना यूजली मोर करंट एंड लेस कोआग दैट्स इट people do with total current as well no coag total cut I mean no coag there's nothing wrong
sir, what is
there's some suggestion that might reduce the risk of pancreatitis because there is no coagulation but then there is a risk of bleeding so I use 20/80 if you have that machine then 80 current 20 coag even 70/30 maybe is okay but more cut 80 is for me good so you've got the current and it's very important that you just do it in one go wo karo I use if you do full karo now you're tauting इस पे आपने जैसे ही ज़ब्त किया ना बूम गया अगर आपने ज़रा इस पे प्रेशर ज़्यादा किया ये वहाँ तक कट जाएगा सो यू जस्ट नीड टू हैव जेंटल प्रेशर इतना हो कि ये मूव करते जाए जैसे जैसे आप कट करते जा रहे हैं हल्के हल्के मूव हो रहे हैं एंड यू नो you're constantly doing this without actually looking at it so I'm doing sphincterotomy in my mind and this is what I would be doing and I know I'm done.
ऐसा एक क्वेश्चन है कि अगर ये कट इधर जा रहा है तो इसको इधर ले जाने के लिए क्या क्या
right and left
right and left
और हैंड
सर इस
स्मॉल व्हील
right
आपकी
left would
तरफ
be
आएगा तो स्क्रू क्यों मूव करेगा?
क्या चीज?
स्मॉल व्हील आपकी तरफ कर रहा है
बिकॉज ये राइट लेफ्ट है ना यार,
बिल्कुल
आपका स्कोप राइट लेफ्ट है,
ऐसे नहीं होना
ये गया राइट पे,
चाहिए।
ये गया लेफ्ट पे,
क्रियास की तरफ चला गया।
ठीक है, तो राइट लेफ्ट हो गया, ये गया राइट पे बिकॉज यू वेंट राइट, ये गया लेफ्ट पे बिकॉज यू वेंट लेफ्ट, सो बोथ दीज मूवमेंट्स आर देयर. आर यू ओके विद दिस? ठीक है, so this is how you do sphincterotomy. During the course you will see this being reinforced, but what you don't want to do is put that thing and start looking at things and then एक कट किया और फिर ढूंढ रहे हैं, you know, just do it in one. Don't lose your position. एक दफ़ा आपके पास पोजीशन आ गई, अब आप कुछ भी करें, मैं उनसे भी बात करूं, उनसे मेरी पोजीशन वहाँ नहीं हिलनी चाहिए. एंड वो बड़ा सिंपल है, इसको मैंने इस पे लॉक कर लिया. ओके, नाउ आई एम टॉकिंग टू हिम, आई एम लुकिंग एट हिम, आई एम पिकिंग अप समथिंग, आई एम डूइंग मस्ती विद हिम, दिस इज नॉट मूविंग, एंड that's very important. That becomes more important when you're doing a cut, because if you're moving and you're doing cut, you can imagine. And that's why sphincterotomies are not so smooth when fellows are doing or trainees are doing, and they're very smooth when Khalid and Waqar are doing zoop. Okay? What is a small sphincterotomy? What is a large sphincterotomy? I don't know. I only know adequate sphincterotomy. For what my purpose is. Is my purpose to remove a large stone? Then I will take the chance of making a big sphincterotomy. If my aim is just a small stone, I will do just enough sphincterotomy to get that stone out. Once you have done a large sphincterotomy, you can't make it small. But a small sphincterotomy you can extend. Just keep that in mind. Next cut that I do might lead to bleeding. So if my job is done with the cut that I have done, I don't want to do any more just because I need to go to a certain level. No, I don't. And there you'll find all of us have our own views, but safety is also important. Okay?
So in this will that limit? This is the limit?
Yeah. No, मैंने इसीलिए कहा ना, देखो लिमिट पे जाओ ही नहीं ना.
जाए नहीं.
एक sphincterotomy inadequate. You haven't cut the sphincter. That's useless. You just want it for excess to put a stent. That's different. Okay, but you want to take a stone out, do a sphincterotomy, cut the sphincter. You see the bile coming out. You know that you've cut the sphincter. It's only a 5 mm, 6, 8 mm round stone. You don't have to extend it all the way up to the last margin. Why do you have to do it? ठीक है?
So sometimes stone is impacted. Then sphincterotomy is difficult at that time.
Sometimes stone is impacted in ampulla. It's so beautiful here. I want to cut this. मैंने कहा it's so nicely going that I want to cut it. ठीक है, you see there, it's actually, I'm advancing with my big wheel. ठीक है, and you can see that it's lifting. And if you don't do that, you'll keep cutting and all you're doing is white area there. Yeah, so you need to be moving it with whichever. I'm actually using both. So I can use my big wheel and elevator because they're both here. So you can use both if you want to. You can use just one if you want to, whichever one you're comfortable with. ठीक है? What's the time?
1:20.
Okay, ask Sajda, are we taking a break for lunch? Because I have to work. ठीक है, the lunch अगर ले रहे हैं, so then we'll call it a day here, and then one after lunch, then we'll give it to you, and we'll show you what the wire exchange is, how do you put the stent, how do you use these things for stenting. Any questions about sphincterotomy?
सर इसमें स्फिंक्टर यहाँ तक ही है.
Most likely, yeah.
Sometimes when the
This is obviously a dummy, so you won't get the.
stone gets stuck up at a sphincter, and you need to remove the stone. So
You're talking about a stone impacting in the ampulla?
ampulla, yeah.
It's an easy one actually. Most of the time it's very easy to cannulate that. So I don't just look at it and take the needle knife and take it out. I don't do that. That's not my practice. Some people would say, यार नज़र आ रहा है इतना बड़ा, just cut, stone के ऊपर cut कर दो, बाहर आ जाएगा, it takes 1 minute. I don't, I always try and cannulate. And in most cases I'm successful. Then I'll just cut it. If I can't, it's too big, then I'll just जहाँ पे ये है ना, जहाँ ये समझो ये स्टोन है, यहाँ पे आपने नीडल निकाली, वायर निकालो जरा, इसे छोड़ दो, रहने दो, वायर नहीं निकालो,
नीडल नाइफ से करेंगे आप।
रहने दो, फिर मुझे दोबारा आके डालना पड़ेगा। आपने ये जो चीज़ है ना, यहाँ से नीडल नाइफ को लिया और इसको कट कर दिया, या यहाँ से कर दिया अप फ्रॉम बिलो अप गए, या यू कैन ऑल्सो कम फ्रॉम up down. There are two ways of doing needle knives. Some people prefer down up. Some people prefer up down.
Sir,
Which is safer?
I don't know. It depends on your
sir,
hand.
there is one star-shaped swing rod. You cut some here,
उसको
just
करते हैं आप सही कह रहे
to
हैं।
make a rounded appearance. Not a zipper cut, multiple cuts, like one here, one
I
here.
have seen this.
Why would you do that?
I have seen.
Oh, seen. That's because of the. Hey, Khalid, do you know star-shaped sphincterotomy? Star.
With the three
Multiple directions.
One here, one.
One cut here, one cut.
Somebody.
His hand was
I
moving.
tell you, okay, you keep learning.
His
Okay,
hand
what
was
will
moving.
happen? I'll explain
Hand
to
was
you.
moving.
आपने यहाँ किया ये, ठीक है, कट किया, अब उसके बाद आपका हिल गया सब, अब दोबारा आप आए, दोबारा आपकी दफ़ा आपने यहाँ से कट शुरू किया, ठीक है, फिर कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई, अब आपने कहा शिट यार ये क्या है, अब
जानबूझ के खुद ही करना है।
नहीं जानबूझ के कौन करेगा?
नहीं, just to
They should-
avoid the zipper cut up to the.
Oh no, that's
avoiding
nonsense.
hand
Why would you get a zipper? Zipper only will occur if I put zoom and I'm doing this. This is zipper. मैंने coagulation अपने कट पे उस पैड पे पैर रखा और इसको ऊपर उठाया, zip. अगर मेरे इस पे प्रेशर ज़्यादा होगा, that's why I'm saying, देखो gentle pressure. Can you feel the pressure? Look at, you can sense the pressure even here, just a little. That's good enough. Now I'll cut. As I'm cutting, big wheel से अगर मैं हल्का हल्का दे रहा हूँ, I'm not doing a lot, just gentle, and you'll see it'll keep going. Tuck, 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 tuck. Why would you do that? I don't know. That's why I'm saying there are a lot of things that people do which is based on the fact that they have not been. Look, the difference between you and those who self-train should be that you've been told the basics. You should not deviate from the basics. I wasn't. जो ट्रेनिंग जो चीज़ें मैं आज आपको बता रहा हूँ, खालिद ने बताई है. I'll ask him as well. He's much junior to me. We didn't get this. My boss told me all what you, but not in a setup where relaxed हो. Beach case में, I had two kinds of bosses. One, once he realized I could cannulate, he'd leave the case and go away in his office, and it was so difficult to call him back. And the other would give me one go at the ampulla. That's it. Try once, give it. So मैं कभी कभी एम्पुला को देख के बोलता था मुझे करना ही नहीं है, because I know नहीं होगा. दोनों का बहुत फ़ायदा था मेरे लिए. जब मैंने करना शुरू कर दिया तो सेकंड वाला बहुत यूज़फुल हो गया. और शुरू में the pressure that my first one put me is what has made me whatever I know today.
Because he is directly supervising.
He's supervising, but he was putting a lot of pressure. No, one out, give it. He was no nonsense. ठीक है, so that was like okay, एक ही दफ़ा करना है लेकिन sensibly करना है. तो अगर आप उसमें एक दफ़ा करने लग गए तो फिर then obviously you are okay. So you know there are all kinds of. So that's what is very important when you're doing a sphincterotomy. You don't do this when you're doing sphincterotomy. You know you're not focusing on anything else. You're not looking for the pedal like you're doing driving, clutch को ढूंढ रहे हैं. आप नहीं ढूंढते ना. इसी तरह आपको pedal यहाँ रखना है, आपको पता होना चाहिए. सारी चीज़ें पहले set हो गई हैं, तब आपने इसको लगाया, अपनी position बनाई, बगैर हिलाए हुए थोड़ा सा bow करो. Just a gentle bow. Yeah, that's enough. And I start cutting, tuck, 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 tuck. As I'm cutting, tuck, 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 tuck,
If
tuck,
there is
tuck, tuck, I'm
hyperperistalsis, then hyperperistalsis.
अगर पोजीशन अच्छी नहीं है तो ERCP मत करना.
Sir, if there is hyperperistalsis going on.
Sajda, we breaking for lunch now? Okay. We are running a little behind today, but we'll catch up.
Sir, इसका material क्या है?
यार ये what material, I don't know. Some kind of, yeah, it should be something like that. God knows I don't know what it is, but it's very expensive, that I can tell you. That's why we are very careful. हाँ. Light off कर दो, scope wire ऐसे ही रहने दो, time बच जाएगा यार.